If you've ever had concerns about your hair thinning or falling out, you've probably come across a ton of advice and tips online. Some of it is helpful, but a lot of it is totally misleading. Hair loss is one of those things that's surrounded by a lot of myths, and today we're going to bust some of the most common ones. I'm going to walk you through the real science behind hair growth, and we're going to clear up some of the confusion surrounding this issue. If you've been struggling with hair loss or just curious about how to keep your hair healthier for longer, keep watching. Let's get started. 10. Myth: washing your hair every day causes hair loss. One of the most common myths I've heard is that washing your hair every day will lead to hair loss. It's true that washing your hair too frequently with harsh shampoos can strip the scalp of natural oils and dry out your hair, which can lead to breakage. However, washing your hair every day won't directly cause hair loss. In fact, it's important to keep your scalp clean, as a buildup of oils and product can clog your hair follicles, leading to unhealthy hair. The key is to use a gentle, sulfate-free shampoo and adjust your routine based on your hair type. If your hair is on the oilier side, washing it daily might actually benefit your scalp and keep it healthy. 9. Myth: wearing hats or helmets causes hair loss. I'm sure you've heard someone say that wearing hats too often causes hair loss. While this is a common myth, the truth is, wearing hats or helmets doesn't directly cause hair loss. What can happen, however, is that wearing hats that are too tight can lead to a type of hair loss known as traction alopecia. This happens when hair follicles are constantly under stress from tight hairstyles or accessories. If your hat is too tight, it could cause tension on your hair follicles. But wearing a regular hat won't cause you to lose hair. So if you love wearing hats, go ahead. Just make sure it's not too tight and doesn't pull on your hair too much. 8. Myth: stress is the main cause of hair loss. Stress gets blamed for just about everything, including hair loss. While it's true that stress can contribute to hair loss, especially in the form of telogen effluvium, a condition where hair follicles go into a resting phase and hair falls out more easily, it's not the main cause for most people. Hair loss is often a combination of factors, including genetics, hormones, diet, and even environmental influences. Stress can make existing hair loss worse, but it's rarely the sole cause. If you're feeling stressed and noticing more hair in the drain, try stress management techniques like meditation or exercise. But remember, stress alone isn't usually the primary cause of hair loss. 7. Myth: hair loss happens overnight. Another myth that needs to be busted is that hair loss happens suddenly or overnight. If you're noticing more hair falling out than usual, it's important to understand that hair loss is a gradual process. It typically doesn't happen all at once, but over months or even years. Hair grows in cycles, and at any given time, some of your hair is in the shedding phase, while other strands are actively growing. On average, we shed about 50 to 100 hairs a day, and this is totally normal. It's only when this shedding exceeds the growth of new hair that noticeable thinning occurs. So don't freak out if you find more hair on your pillow. Hair loss is usually a slow process, not an overnight event. 6th myth: cutting your hair makes it grow faster. Have you ever heard someone tell you to cut your hair in order to make it grow faster? While a fresh trim can make your hair look healthier and more manageable, it doesn't actually impact how fast your hair grows. Hair growth happens at the root, not the tips. So no matter how often you cut it, your hair will grow at the same rate. However, cutting off split ends and keeping your hair free from damage can help it look fuller and prevent breakage, which in turn can help you retain length over time. If you want to speed up your hair's growth, focus on things like maintaining a healthy scalp, eating a balanced diet, and avoiding heat damage. 5. Myth: hair loss is only a problem for men. One of the most common misconceptions about hair loss is that it only affects men. While male pattern baldness is well known, hair loss affects women too. In fact, about 1/3 of women experience noticeable hair thinning at some point in their lives. Female hair loss can be caused by a variety of factors, including hormonal imbalances, pregnancy, menopause, and even medical conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. Women can also experience a form of hair loss called androgenetic alopecia, which is similar to male pattern baldness, but often manifests as general thinning all over the scalp. So if you're a woman and noticing hair thinning, you're not alone, and there are solutions to help you manage it. Fourth myth: hair loss products always work. The market is flooded with products that claim to regrow your hair, but here's the truth: not all of them work. Sure, there are plenty of shampoos, lotions, and oils that claim to stimulate hair growth, but many of these products don't have the science to back them up. The only FDA-approved treatments for hair loss are minoxidil, which is available over the counter, and finasteride, which is a prescription medication for men. Both have been shown to help with hair regrowth in certain individuals. If you're looking for hair loss solutions, it's essential to go with products that are backed by research, rather than relying on quick-fix miracle solutions. Third myth: you can't reverse hair loss. A lot of people believe that once you start losing hair, there's nothing you can do to reverse it. While it's true that hair loss can be permanent in some cases, the good news is that hair loss can be treated, especially if it's caught early. Treatments like minoxidil, finasteride, and low-level laser therapy have been shown to help regrow hair in some people. Additionally, if you're dealing with hair loss due to a medical condition, treating that condition might slow down or even stop the hair loss. For more permanent solutions, some people opt for hair transplant surgery, where hair follicles are moved from one area of the scalp to another. So don't lose hope. Hair loss can be reversed or at least slowed down with the right treatment. Second myth: poor circulation causes hair loss. Another popular myth is that poor circulation to the scalp causes hair loss. While it's true that a healthy scalp is important for hair growth, the circulation issue is usually not the main cause of hair loss. Hair loss is more likely to be related to genetic factors, hormonal imbalances, or health conditions that affect your hair follicles. If you're experiencing hair thinning or shedding, it's more likely to be related to something internal, like your hormones or diet, rather than poor blood flow to the scalp. That said, keeping your scalp healthy through good hair care practices and a balanced diet can help optimize your hair's growth potential. 1. Myth: hair loss is only caused by genetics. Probably the most common myth surrounding hair loss is that if your parents had thinning hair or baldness, there's nothing you can do to prevent it. While genetics certainly play a major role in male and female pattern baldness, they're not the only factor. Lifestyle factors like diet, stress, and overall health also play a huge part in the health of your hair. For example, poor nutrition, especially a lack of key nutrients like iron, protein, and vitamins, can contribute to hair thinning. Additionally, certain medical conditions, such as thyroid imbalances, can lead to hair loss. So even if you have a family history of hair loss, there are still things you can do to slow it down or manage it. So there you have it. We've busted 10 of the most common myths about hair loss and shed some light on the real science behind hair growth. Remember, hair loss can be caused by a combination of factors, and the best way to tackle it is to understand the underlying causes and take action accordingly. Whether it's managing stress, using FDA-approved treatments, or making some changes to your diet, there are plenty of ways to support healthy hair growth. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share it with anyone who could benefit, and subscribe for more tips on hair care, health, and wellness. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.